Ottawa's fiscal watchdog is reporting progress has been made in a closing of housing affordability gap, although it looks different depending on where you are. Ottawa's parliamentary budget officer tracks housing affordability based on the gap between average home prices and what the typical household can afford. The biggest improvements were seen in Toronto and Hamilton, while Calgary, Montreal and Quebec City saw affordability deteriorate. Let's now bring in Realtor and housing analyst Tom Storey in the conversation. Tom, good afternoon. Great to have you on the program. Talk to us about which areas are seeing heightened activity as homes become more affordable, according to this report.
Yeah, so what it's showing is actually very encouraging news, right? Is going back to not that long ago, that affordability gap was a lot bigger than it is now. And there's really two main things that we have to look at. One is what's happened with interest rates and the cost of borrowing that money. But the biggest thing by far is the fact that prices have significantly dropped off. And when you talk about, markets like Toronto and Hamilton seeing, the most encouraging news that it's come down a bit, doesn't mean, prices have been cut in half by 50% or anything, but it is better than it was before. And especially if you look at the first-time home buyer segmentation of the market, of the people trying to get in, is the interest rate going lower is good for them in terms of the cost of borrowing money, but it also brings down that stress test where previously they just probably didn't qualify for what they wanted, and now they're qualifying for a little bit more. But still, even though the affordability has gotten better, the uncertainty surrounding the housing market has still led the sales volume to be relatively low.
And why do you say that? Is it because of the fluctuating interest rates? There is a possibility we may see another drop perhaps in the next announcement. And how will that reflect in the market?
I think that's one of the many factors. That's the one that definitely gets the most amount of attention. I think people are still looking for a trade deal with our neighbors in terms of job security before making moves. Like, nobody wants to buy if prices are going to keep going lower. So the reason why the affordability has gotten better is because the sale price has dropped, which is great for buyers, not necessarily great for owners that bought 2 years ago and the price of their home has come down. So what I really think the uncertainty is that buyers almost want to see that even if prices go up a little bit, they just want to know that it's not still getting worse before they jump in. And people want that certainty with the market. So I actually think when the Bank of Canada stops decreasing rates and says, okay, we've got here, we're going to stay here for a while, that knowing that nothing's going to change in the near future may actually be the first thing that picks up the sales volume.
Okay, we'll leave it at that for the moment. Tom Storey, Realtor and housing analyst. Tom, thank you.
Thank you very much.